May the Lord bless this podcast. And may the Lord bless this day.
Well, we're not using that.
Why not?
Amen.
No, a little too raunchy.
Episode 25 of the ODcast podcast.
Yo.
Hey, yo, this is the ODcast podcast.
Hey,
No,
yo.
not episode 25, episode 24. Sorry, episode 24. Episode 24 of the Hey, yo, this is the ODcast podcast. My name is Oscar,
My name is Dylan.
and we have...
Me, Brooke.
And for this episode, we decided to go do something different. We asked you if you want to be in it, and you said sure. And we asked what topic you wanted to do, and what's the topic?
We're doing Fontaines D.C. My favorite band currently.
Yeah. Do we need to introduce what the band is? I feel like they're kind of... I don't have any idea how popular music is these days. How do you know how popular a band is?
Yeah, I don't know. Like, what's their monthly listener count on Spotify, maybe? I don't know. They're an Irish, like, I don't know, would I consider them a punk band? Would you consider that a punk band?
I mean, yeah, according to people, it's a post-punk band. But
Post-punk
yeah, it's-
band.
Yeah. Punk feels like a historical term to me. Like, can you be a punk band today? I guess you can.
Yeah.
Why not? Why
yeah,
not?
I guess you can. It's like, to me, it's like saying I'm in a classic rock band. It's like, yeah, it's a genre, but it's...
Okay.
It's more than a feeling. Yeah, it's more than a feeling.
Do you think Smells Like Teen Spirit is a ripoff of the More Than a Feeling riff?
I can hear that. You're saying that because Billy Corgan said that.
Yeah.
Yeah, Billy Corgan said that. Oh, which I wanted to ask. You said that you went to did an art competition thing for drawing Billy Corgan?
Yeah, they still
And-
haven't announced anything
okay.
about it, but I don't think... do you know what the prize was that they posted on their
Oh,
account?
God, it's
Well,
embarrassing.
let me guess. The prize is you get to shake his hand or something?
Essentially.
Or and then
Even
free,
worse.
free tickets to his wrestling company?
Not even.
Or what's
He
what's
might
the-
throw that in.
What does he own, like ownership of that Penny Mustard furniture thing? Because remember, he was in that commercial, right? Penny Mustard, was that what it's called?
Penny Mustard? That's an awful name.
I know, but remember what I'm talking about? There was a commercial
No.
that he was in where he was promoting like a Chicago-based furniture company.
Oh, was it involving wrestling?
Yeah, it involved wrestling. Yeah.
I remember the commercial, but I
Yeah,
don't
I think it's
remember
Penny
what
Mustard.
it was for.
Seems like
Yeah.
bad
How do I
marketing.
know this? I'm not even a Smashing Pumpkins fan.
I think you
Are you
kind of
sure
are.
it wasn't Walter E. Smith or something like that?
But is
Because
Walter
I've
E.
never heard of Penny Mustard.
Okay, we'll find out later.
But
Maybe
anyway,
this is
no,
this is the moment where you can see the.
It's a Walter E.
the-
Smith chair.
Sure, we'll put a clip.
Walter E.
No, you just get a Zoom call with Billy.
the look in your face.
A Zoom call with Billy.
Yeah.
Which I don't even want because I hate Zoom so much.
He just
like,
wanted to like flex on everyone.
Yeah, I thought it was a fun challenge. I had fun doing the art, but
That's so disrespectful.
well, it's fan art. People do fan art just out of the love of the artist or the band.
Okay.
So people do that. People make a lot of Smashing Pumpkins art year round, like
Yeah.
without a contest.
I think he's gonna appreciate yours a whole lot because
Probably
you
won't
gave
even
him
see it.
hair.
See, I think that might backfire, and he's like gonna not like that one because it reminds him of when he was young and has hair.
I mean, if someone painted you with hair, would you be like upset?
I don't really want anyone to paint me. Period. Like I feel like that would feel weird.
Other than you just want you to paint you.
Yeah, I mean, I do just naturally. Just some people believe
Yeah.
every painter just paints themselves.
paints
I
himself
think
all
that's
the
kind of
time.
true.
Like every writer writes themselves in their own
Yeah.
space. That's a
I'm glad you bring up writing. Oscar's been writing a lot lately, and it is.
Oh, aren't you writing a book?
Beautiful.
Dylan told me you were writing a book, but what are you writing a book
I'm
about?
working on it. I'm working.
Oh,
on
isn't it like erotica
I was actually
going
going
to
to send it to you so you could read it before the podcast, and then I forgot.
Oh,
And
well,
I
then
didn't know if you were okay with other
Yeah, it's
people
fine. I
reading.
consent to
It's
it.
like
I consent.
erotica, isn't it?
Kinda, but not really.
Okay.
I'll tell you how it started. Like I was doom scrolling on Instagram,
Naturally.
and there was this meme I saw. It was like, write the scariest thing that is in 3 words, a 3-word sentence that's the scariest thing ever. And everybody has their own little thing. I forget what some of the ones that was really scary is like, no one was there, something like that, you know? Mine, for some reason, that clicked for me, it was she said yes. For some reason, I was like, this can be scary by saying she said yes. What is the question? But she said yes to it. So I just decided to go with it, and then I started writing it. And then this is not like a original idea or but it is a creative one. I wanted to write without knowing what the F I'm writing about. Just going to improvise as I go. And I know a lot of writers do that. Mm-hmm. I also know a lot of writers are structured, like George R.R. Martin. Like, he has to like do a timeline of everything before he writes it down. I didn't want to do that.
That would be too confusing for him.
But you know, I go back and forth.
Your stream of consciousness is flowing.
Yeah, and I'm the kind of guy who, when I read stuff, I don't care about the story. I care more about, like, if a person's doing nothing, but like, you know what's going on in his mind, I would read that in a book.
Okay.
Yeah.
Inner dialogue.
Yeah, inner dialogue. I'm a sucker of that stuff.
Okay.
Like, there's a French writer in the 1800s. I forget his name. Flaubert.
Yeah.
He wrote like a 2,000-page novel, and the whole premise of the novel is this guy eating a sandwich.
What kind of sandwich?
I don't know, a grilled cheese or something. But the whole premise is like him just talking about his feelings when he's eating that sandwich, is bringing memories of his mom and all that stuff, and goes into other details. But in the premise, it's just a guy eating a sandwich.
You don't get bored?
I haven't read it, but I'm curious. Like, it really brought me curious. Well, will my book be about that? No.
It's not going to be about you eating a sandwich.
And I don't want to tell people what it's about. But you can definitely, since you only read the two chapters, you can talk about it.
Well,
give me the cliff notes.
I mean, like you said, it starts with the phrase "she said yes," and like I'm still not sure what's happening. Yeah. Like, kind of sounds like a relationship is starting or something, but then there's like blood, and like
she's
his
on her
hands
period.
have blood on them, and it's like, did he kill her? And like, it's like this sexual violence kind of.
I am blushing so hard right now.
You are blushing. Oh,
it's pretty awesome. Like, I love that kind of stuff. But then it goes into like family drama, and he's worried about his mom. His mom wants him to do stuff for her, and he's like, does she want to go to church or something? Or
he wants to. She's asking him to drop her off to church. Mm-hmm. So,
do you have religious trauma?
Yeah, of course. I'm Catholic. I was raised Catholic.
Is that autobiographical, the story with your mom?
No, hell no. But she is going to church more often now. I was going to make a joke. There's 2 kinds of Catholics as they get older. The ones who are still practicing and the ones who are not. So.
Are the ones who aren't even Catholics then?
I mean, I'm talking about people who are raised Catholic.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I was raised Lutheran.
How was that?
I didn't really like it that much.
Were you traumatized by your...
I think so, just because I don't know, I grew up in the church, and I went to like a Christian like private school until 8th grade, so I was kind of sheltered.
What was the most shocking gossip, rumor mill of your Lutheran private school?
Honestly, it was probably me making the drama.
You gotta tell me.
Honestly, it was me starting the drama. Like, you know how I was telling you earlier about how I feel like my dreams are like prophecies or something? Yeah. I more than once had like a dream about like the pastor and then also the principal. Like, not a sexual manner, but like a creepy kind of like unwanted sexual nature, and I like did not want to go to school the next day. And so I told my mom like about the dream, and then she was like freaked out thinking that it was like real or something. So then I think she told someone, and like I'm pretty sure the principal knew like I had this dream about him, and then it was like weird ever since then. He also smelled like alcohol every day, so.
Wow, That's weird.
Did I tell you about this?
You did. I've heard the story, but I didn't really imagine that your mom actually like told people at the school.
Yeah, I think like when I had the dream about the principal, my mom like said something to someone, and then I feel like it got back to him because I don't know. I think she probably, I don't know who the fuck she told. I don't know who she told. She might,
Another
maybe I
parent
imagined
or
it.
something.
Huh?
Another parent or something.
Yeah, probably. Or like The Office. But like, why my mom snitching?
That's very weird to snitch.
Yeah, maybe she
didn't, and I just like thought everybody knew.
You
Like,
should ask her for details.
I should
Did you
ask her about
snitch?
that. Yeah.
Are you a snitcher?
No, she wouldn't snitch. Well, I don't know. Maybe she snitched then, but she's not a snitcher now.
Well, changing the subject. How did you get into this band?
Okay, I actually was
Thank
thinking
you
about
for getting
this.
us back on track.
I was actually thinking about this because it was I think around 2021 I heard one song. I remember I was at work and I was sitting outside on like a break, and I just like I had my headphones on and I was listening to music, and I like came across I Don't Belong Here.
Yeah.
Or is it I Don't Belong? I think it's I Don't Belong.
Yeah.
I Don't Belong. And I was like, oh, this shit's good. So then I kept like walking around and listening to it. And
Yeah.
I was like, oh, this makes me feel so cool. I remember I was like wearing a leather jacket, and I was like, oh, I feel so cool right now. Like nobody knows I'm having this experience right now inside my mind. And then I didn't like think to like listen to any other like songs by them. And I think at that point only A Hero's Death was out and Dogrel. But I didn't like think about listening to it at all after that. And then like I kind of forgot about it. And then like maybe like a couple months ago or something, I was like, oh, I want to hear that song. So I like put it on in the car, and then it started playing their other songs, their like newest album, Skinty Fia. And I was like, oh shit.
It was good.
And I was like on my way to my parents' house, and I had heard like I Love You, and I heard like maybe like Roman Holiday or something.
Yeah.
And then I went and then I immediately went downstairs, and I was like, Brett, you gotta hear this shit. So then we put it on the little like boom box, and I had my bass too, so then we were kind of like playing along to it. So that's how I
One thing that's very strong about the band is the drummer.
yeah.
Like the drummer, just very, very talented.
He's so good.
Yeah.
He's so good.
Even though he's like playing just normal, something not complex, but it's definitely in the foreground more than the background.
They mix the drums pretty loud.
Yeah.
But I think everyone in the band holds down pretty simple grooves. No one's really like showing off, except maybe the singer. He's like sometimes singing really fast and aggressively.
Yeah.
A lot of power in the vocals.
Yes, definitely.
Had you heard this band before?
No, this is the first time I'm hearing this band, and I'll admit it took me a while to get into it. Like,
I feel like you need to like listen to it multiple times, especially the first two albums.
Yeah, because at first I was like, I'm not digging the lead singer's tone.
Mm-hmm.
He's a good singer, but I'm just not digging it. Whatever. Then I'll listen to the whole discography, and then I'm listening to it all again, like purging everything, and I'm like, okay, now I'm getting it. Now this is fun. I understand it. I like the at first I didn't care for the tone of the lead singer, but now I like it.
Yeah, it's like weird. At like first you're like, I don't know.
Yeah.
But then the more you listen to it, you're like, I get it. It's fun.
I don't know if this is a compliment or a critique or an insult to the band, but like every album just sounds the same to me. Like I can't differentiate between the first one, second one, third, and fourth one.
I feel like the first two sound more similar. I feel like the third one kind of like stands out.
I do like their live album, and I love that there was no audience. It was just them playing.
Wait,
like
what?
one song after another.
Is that on Spotify? Or well, aren't you on Apple, on YouTube?
I'm on YouTube Music.
I
like
didn't
the
even know there was a
extended
live
Skinty
album.
Fia? Like the live sessions on the album?
I'll show you what it's called.
While you're looking that up, I will agree with you that Grian's voice was off-putting to me the first time I heard that song, because you showed me I Don't Belong after you heard it, and for some reason the first thing I thought of was Oasis. He kind of sings in like a similar like dry talk singing tone of voice. I think it's mixed kind of similarly to like Oasis Wonderwall or something, but even more punk-ish and less sing-songy. And I thought it was a good song, but like, I don't belong to anyone. It's like his lyrics are so blunt, and it took me a while to get accustomed to it.
Yeah. Okay, the album was called Live at Kilmanjaro.
Oh, okay. I haven't actually listened to that.
It's pretty good. It's really good.
We watched. Oh, I was gonna say we watched like a live set from something yesterday. It was from a festival.
How was that?
It was good. It was just a YouTube video, and the audio was kind of out of sync, which was annoying, but it was a good performance from like 2020, like last summer, somewhere in France.
Okay.
But when was the live album?
2021.
Oh, okay. Was that
So like it was technically
Hero's
the
Death?
first two albums and then this one.
Okay.
Okay, so my I guess the song that I really enjoyed the most, or just what's the word, like resonated with me the most? I'm trying to find it.
You said song or album?
Song is A Hero's Death.
Oh, love
The
that
Hero's Death just was very motivating. It was like, you know what?
Life isn't always empty. Is that the lyric?
Yeah.
Life ain't always empty.
I do want to live. I do want to survive.
Yeah.
I do want to call my mom and say, "Hey, Mom, I love you," and then just hang up afterwards.
Yeah. I love you, bitch.
Yeah. I wouldn't say that, but I have said some mean things to my mom. But at the same time, she said some mean things to me.
Warranted.
Yeah. Oh, I'll give you an example. This is getting
She's not going to
personal.
watch this.
She's not going to watch this. You know who watches this even though she doesn't know any English?
Who?
My aunt.
Really?
And she's like, I
She
don't know
just
what's
wants
going
to
on.
see you talk.
But I just like, I'm enjoying this. So I don't know what you guys are talking
Is
about.
she in America or
No, she's in Mexico.
Mexico.
Yeah. So, okay. Long story short, I found out that my mom went to the hospital, went to the ER. And no one told me. No one told me. A relative told me, and my relative promised me not to tell, like who told me, right? Mm-hmm. So I kept that promise. Confronted my mom right after that. It's like, Mom, what you went to the hospital? Why didn't you tell me? She gave me a laundry of excuses. It's like, oh, I didn't want you to worry. Oh, you don't call me enough. Oh, well, if you did anything, what are you gonna do about it? Oh, I don't want you to worry. Oh, you don't love me enough. Like all this stuff, all this laundry list of BS, right? And then, I mean, obviously I'm a little bit angry. She's fine. First and foremost, she's fine. She's okay. But I just got angry. It's like, Mom, you want me to know what's going on with your life? You got to tell me these things.
Yeah.
And they reminded me of a scene from Larry David and Curb Your Enthusiasm. Same situation happened, but worse. Like, he visits his dad. He's like, hey, where's Mom? And the dad was like, don't worry about it. I was like, what do you mean don't worry about it? Oh, she's dead. What do you mean she's dead? Yeah, she died. It's like, why didn't you tell me? Oh, her last dying wish is, don't tell Larry. I don't want him to worry. He's going through so much. It's like, but the funeral was great. It was very beautiful. And then he reads the book. It's like a beautiful service, but where's Larry? Everybody's saying that stuff. So like she got buried and everything, and Larry wasn't even there. Damn. Okay. Anyways.
Wow. Wait, I thought you see your mom like pretty regularly these days.
I know. I saw her on Sunday. She went to the hospital on Monday. And then I saw her again on Friday or Saturday, and no one told me anything. And then I also
So you found out, you saw her again after she got out of the hospital.
Yeah.
And she still didn't tell
And I
you.
also called her like the day after, like on a Tuesday or Wednesday, just to see how she's doing. And she didn't even tell me then.
So you don't call me enough, you don't care, that's clearly not
I know, it's
true.
some BS.
Maybe she was embarrassed.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. She just didn't want you to know for some personal reason.
Well, anyways. So, right after that situation, I said goodbye to them. And they said, well, call me when you get to Chicago. Call me when you're in Chicago. And my witty response is like, don't worry. If I'm in the hospital, I'm not calling you guys. And they were so angry about that I said that.
Did you say it because I could see how that would be perceived as like a confrontational.
Oh,
like,
of course. I was trying to piss them off.
Okay, well, it worked again, I guess. Are you complaining about their reaction that
Yeah.
they took it? I know it's a bit hypocritical but I don't know. What you said your mom was fine, so it clearly wasn't a super serious issue.
Yeah.
It's not that big of an issue, but like
It's the premise
I would
of
like
it.
to be communicated about it.
Yeah,
so.
I would want to know if my mom's in the hospital. Like,
It's like, oh, everything's fine. She's in the hospital.
yeah, I'd still want to be there.
Yeah, exactly. Just say that, and I'm like, all right, cool, good to know. All right, and that's it.
Yeah, whatever.
But yeah, what were we?
Well, I want to talk more about a few
I
other
don't belong.
things you.
Oh no, Hero's Death.
Heroes
That's why.
Death. That's your.
You said all three albums sound the same, and I found it surprising that they're all three with the same producer, which is probably why they have a similar sound.
Mhm.
And their release, they pumped out albums really fast. It's
They
like
did.
almost one a year.
And they're planning to release something this year.
Yeah, they have another one
Yeah.
coming out in August,
Yeah.
and they released a new single from it,
Yeah.
which actually sounds quite different. And it
Yeah.
makes me wonder if maybe now they're working with a different producer.
And I also just discovered
Could
right
be.
now as I was driving here, they covered a Nick Drake song.
Who?
I haven't heard that.
Yeah, Nick
I've-
Drake is a well-known singer-songwriter from the 60s, 70s.
Oh, I don't know
What
that
song?
one.
Cello song?
I don't know that song.
Oh, you know what? I was trying to post a reel today on Instagram, and I was trying to find a Fontaine song to use, and I did see something called Cello Song, but I've never listened to it.
So they're grasping on the horizon.
Yeah.
The singer has also covered Sinead O'Connor's Black Boys on Mopeds. You can
Really?
see that on
Yes.
YouTube.
Okay.
And also a U2 song and a
I do remember hearing.
what's
the
that
U2 song.
other cover? I forget what the band is called. It's Twinkle. Do you know what that one?
No.
By
Whatever.
who?
I think the song is called Twinkle,
Oh, yeah, you told me about this.
but I forget what the band is called.
Well, how did you feel about that U2 song?
I like the original better. I like U2. I grew up, my dad really liked U2, so I knew about
Have you
it.
heard this too? I haven't heard their cover.
It's I like the
haven't
cover.
heard it?
It's very good, but I don't like U2.
You
Where
don't
are
like
you guys
U2?
finding these covers?
It's on the extended Skinty-Fia.
Oh,
I
It's
never
got
listened
like
to
the
anything
it's got
extended.
the like some of the acoustic songs. I think
Yeah.
they're from like
And
Glastonbury.
then there's also like a remix DJ mix of one.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
in Argradigio or the first song.
Uh-huh.
It's got like the that one kind of more acoustic take of Jackie Down the Line that I like. I put in like the band shared playlist.
Yeah, I've heard it. I
That's
usually
from,
just
like, the
listen
same
to the
session.
standard edition.
You should give the
I
other
like
one a listen.
I like listening to the album as it was intended, and I also like it when the album stops after the album is over.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, he was talking about that yesterday.
I
You
was
should say that.
ranting about how like I hate it when Spotify will just go on to some other related album immediately when the album finishes, and you have no like
Yeah.
closure or time to just reflect on.
Yeah.
It's like that feeling you used to get when a CD finishes and you're like, wow, okay, that was the last song. Like
time to
you sit
breathe.
with it for a bit, and it's like finishing a good book
Yeah. No, you're
or a
right.
movie, and you
You're
don't
right.
get that anymore because people it just
One
pumps the
thing after
next
another after
album
another,
out.
Yeah.
True.
And sometimes I'll listen to a band's discography, like for this podcast a lot. Like I'll never know when one album ends and when the next begins because it just starts playing some new shit. It's annoying, and you don't get the feel for what the album is as a whole. So usually I just skip over bonus editions and
Mhm.
extended remixes. I'll listen to them on their own, but I don't like to think of them as part of the album.
You know
Right,
what's annoying now in the streaming world? You know how on certain CDs there's like a bonus track or like a bonus track, but you have to listen to like 4 minutes of silence and then you hear
Yeah.
it.
Do they still
Oh.
do that on streaming?
I
You
don't
can't really
think-
do that anymore.
Sometimes they do, sometimes they don't, depending on the band. You know? So like that kind of streaming ruins that element of surprise.
Yeah, because no one will
Yeah.
wait 4
Yeah.
minutes in silence for the next song.
But what do they do for like historically significant examples of that? Like I'm thinking of, I think Nevermind had like a weird noise freak out. Gallons of rubbing alcohol flow through the strip, I think it's called.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like just really raw live studio take that they
was
put
that
at
an
the end of
Insecticide,
Nevermind.
I think it was an
I
Insecticide.
thought it was like a secret track on either Nevermind or In Utero, but I could be wrong.
I do remember that Korn had a bonus track, and so did Blink 182 with the album Take Off Your Pants and Jacket. And then I remember this in like middle school, high school, where all the Blink 182 fans wanted to get, because there were certain different versions of the album, like certain colors, and each one had a different bonus track.
Yeah, I remember
So
that.
they were like acting like Taylor Swift before Taylor Swift.
Ooh, does Taylor Swift do that?
Yeah, with we were talking about that. What was the album that we did? The Midnights one?
Yeah.
There was certain different ones.
Oh, right.
Yeah. So, whatever. It's a marketing scheme, I
There's
guess.
a funny crossover between Taylor and Fontaines. Did
What?
you see when
Do tell.
I think Hero's Death came out? So Fontaines D.C.'s first album like kind of blows up, and they're pretty popular, especially in the UK. So when their second album comes out a year or two later, everyone was predicting it would top the charts and push Taylor's Folklore off the charts.
Oh.
And it was all about to do that, but Taylor Swift's management, I guess, was like scared. They didn't want to lose their number one position, so they put out some like CD version of Folklore that wasn't even scheduled to be released at that date. They just wanted to like get ahead of Fontaines DC and make sure they were one.
How do you
number
know
one.
about this?
It's all on Wikipedia.
Oh.
And there's a quote from Grian saying like, yeah, it sucked to not get the number one spot, but it's kind of flattering that Taylor Swift would be like
Scared of us. Ooh,
That
yes.
is flattering.
That's awesome.
It's silly though. Who really cares?
But it's awesome that like Taylor Swift is that fucking scared of like someone else being better than her. That she's like, we got to do everything in my power, our power, the team's power to crush these little Irish boys.
Did you listen to her new album?
I listened to
a
some
few
of it.
songs.
What'd you guys think? Just a little quick.
Yeah. Because
quick
we're planning to
round.
talk. We're going to do an episode about this. Can we reveal what it's going to be? We're going to listen to
Yeah.
Vultures.
Yes, future episode is going to be what's called the Tortured Poets Department versus Vultures.
It's a rematch of
Yeah.
Kanye and
Versus
Taylor at the
Taylor.
VMAs, whenever year that
Yeah.
was. I liked the Post Malone song she put out.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
think
liked
that's
that
a pretty
one.
good song.
That's the first song too.
Mm-hmm.
On
The
album.
rest is not
It sounds like
good.
she's not. There's like no music.
Yeah, it's. I feel still weird listening to it, but I'm gonna compliment her. It's like, it's a breath of fresh air for me that she's kind of like challenging herself in the songwriting perspective, because like hearing all these songs from from Red to what's the last one, Midnight. I just hear like the same formula.
They're
and
all
I'm
the
getting
same.
tired. I'm getting annoyed.
I feel like it's same formula.
Yeah, maybe, but I feel like she's experimenting with more electronic stuff, and she's experimenting with more like folky songwriting stuff. I was kind of blown away that she mentioned Dylan Thomas and Patti Smith. I'm like, okay, Taylor,
She should do a punk
You're
album.
reading your stuff. You're learning. You're educating your
I
fans.
feel like
about
someone
who
else
Dylan
is doing
Thomas
that
is.
for her.
Maybe.
Well,
but
it is called or Tortured Poets
Yeah.
Department.
I think it's a very corny title.
It
like
is,
what? Are you
yeah.
trying to fight against Robin Williams here with Dead Poets Society here?
She's kind of just a corny figure.
Mhm.
Like that's
She
her brand.
is kind of corny.
She does the corny, very earnest, like sensitive thing.
I don't like that.
I mean, someone's got to do it. It's working for her, but I kind of wish she had a little more
I
like
just don't identify with it.
sense of humor.
And
or
that's okay,
something.
and that's fair.
And that's fair.
And that's fair. But going back to Fontaines D.C., one thing I don't like and I do like, you were saying that they're very blunt,
Mhm.
right? And I guess that's maybe that's their charm, but at the same time, I'm not feeling it. When
I
they're
don't
when
think
they
they're
write
that-
songs about "I love you," like that one,
Mm.
like it is a nice love song, but I don't feel the love. I don't feel warmth. I feel like it's like a character from Trainspotting who just finished doing heroin and was like, "Hey, I love you."
You know what it is though? It's a love song to Ireland. It's not a person. Yeah, it's all about Ireland. Like there's like a line like oh, I love you like what the fuck is it? I love you like the money loves the pocket of a priest, and I love you till the grass around my gravestone is deceased, or something like that.
I guess I gotta look. Into
Yeah,
it
you got
more.
it's.
Okay.
I like that a lot of their music is kind of like, it's almost like protest music, kind of like. A lot of it is like talking about like social issues, especially in like Ireland, and like the issues with their fucking government and stuff like that. And I don't know, honestly, I like the music because it kind of is like, yeah, I'm mad about that shit too. Like,
wow. Okay, I gotta look into it because I know I was doing some research like you, Dylan. Not thorough like you, because you're very thorough with your research.
I just read
That's
Wikipedia.
That's a compliment. Take a compliment.
I wouldn't call Wikipedia being.
Hey, dude,
thorough.
better than me. They're really dedicated on music, obviously, but they're also into poems and literature, and they met each other at a school.
yeah,
And all of that. So,
Dead
so
Poet Society.
Yeah. So I was wondering, like, what inspiration they had. Like, obviously Nabokov. They're talking about Nabokov. I didn't like listen to it fully, but like.
Yeah.
I was trying to find a connection to the writer, but in the lyrics of that song, but I didn't really get it.
Okay.
It's probably just not that serious.
And what's your favorite album?
You know what? I always thought it was Skinty and it probably is Skinty, but like I have like a new love for Dogrel. I like Dogrel a lot.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like it goes Skinty Dogrel, and then A Hero's Death.
Okay.
Because I feel like I can listen to the two of those like through and not like skip, but like sometimes I am tempted to like skip a song on Hero's Death.
Yeah, for me, I enjoy Hero's Death, but I really do like songs from the Skindafia.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know what it means? I know. I'm guessing it's Gaelic.
It's Damnation of the Deer.
Oh shit!
I want to get the merch. It has like a Skindafia, and it has like the definition underneath it. It says Damnation of the Deer. I want to get that.
Do you know the reference of Fontaines D.C.?
The name? No, I don't.
Dublin City, right? Is the
Dublin
DC?
City for D.C.
Well,
Yes.
what's Fontaines?
Fontaine is because they're referencing the Godfather.
Really?
Yeah. So remember in the first movie where the singer was desperately looking for help, and he was not looking for work. His name was Johnny Fontaine.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's cool.
Yeah. So
I didn't know that. I didn't watch The Godfather.
Sorry to quote Barbie, but The Godfather's great. Sorry.
That's in Barbie?
Yeah, dude. Yeah, it was in Barbie.
Wait,
Yeah.
is it in the like end of it? Because I don't think we finished it.
Yeah.
think
I was.
watched the first
they,
time.
they were like stereotyping men of how men can be, and I was like, "Thank God I'm not that. I'm not that." And then when the Godfather scene came out, I'm like,
You're like,
"God,
oh, I'm that
I'm
one. I'm that archetype
I
of man.
I was that archetype." It was basically the the Barbies were trying to get the Kens to in their straw and their power.
Mm-hmm.
So the Barbies acted dumb by saying, "Oh, I never seen The Godfather," and then all the Kens is like, "Oh, let me explain it to you. It's the greatest movie of all time for this reason and that reason and this reason." And like when that happened, I'm like, that happened to me.
That
Ugh.
literally just happened right now.
Yeah, exactly. That was me making fun of it. It's still a good movie though.
I need to rewatch that because I don't really remember.
I kind of want to watch the third one, even though I know I'm gonna regret it.
Why would you
Have you
regret
seen it before?
No, I never seen the third one.
What, will
think I
it like
watched
ruin
it
the
as a
other two or
kid.
something?
No, just everybody says it's very bad.
Oh, well, that can still be fun.
Yeah. I mean, if I've seen the first 3 Star Wars movie, how bad could it be, right?
Prequels?
Honestly,
yeah.
I like those ones better.
Yeah, it's a generational thing, I guess.
Yeah, I grew up and those were like the ones that I remember seeing when I was young. And then I didn't even see the other 3 or the other 4.
4, 5, and 6?
Yeah, so
Yeah.
there's 3 and 3.
Yeah.
And now there's 3 more.
Yeah.
When will it
Hmm.
end? It'll never end, will it?
No, that's a
That's a cash cow right
It is a
there.
cash cow. I was
You're not
gonna
going to
say
put
that.
your best cash cow down, are
Yeah,
you?
you don't want that. You don't want that.
Pop, 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 pop.
I saw a funny video on YouTube this morning while looking for Fontaines D.C. content, or it just came up on my recommended because I've been watching them a lot. We still good over there? It was an early cover. It said Fontaines D.C. cover Reptilia by the Strokes.
Oh yeah, I saw that.
But the only person I recognized from the current band was Grian. It looked like different bassists,
What year was
different
it from?
guitarists. There wasn't a year, but he looked pretty young, and he was wearing like skinny jeans and had a very different style. So I
That's
would guess at
not
least like
2000
2015 or something.
Yeah.
But he sang it just like Julian, and it was weird to hear him singing in like a more crooning kind of voice.
Okay, I was gonna say, was there an Irish accent to it?
Not really.
I can't.
It was almost like karaoke level impersonation. Good cover, but it makes me wonder what his original music sounded like before he found his like voice.
Mhm.
Because I think it is supposed to sound kind of like snarky and
Mhm.
almost a little insincere on purpose.
The
like the I
song
Love
or
You
the-
song is clearly, to me, you can tell from the music being so dark and ominous that it's not supposed to be like an actual I love you song. Maybe it's like
well, it's
political
a
or
love song
something.
about Ireland, and then he's mentioning like.
But it's saying a lot of like bad stuff and like
Yeah, I think he's saying like I
Put the
still
mirror
love
to
it,
the-
even though like there's some fucked up things that happen.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna go into this rabbit hole. I don't care.
All right.
I feel in order for someone to be patriotic of their country,
Mhm.
whatever that country is, you need to critique it. You need to say, I don't like this country for this reasons.
Yeah.
I deeply despise people who love their country because they were born there and they don't want to see or don't want to talk about the flaws that that country has.
So true.
Like Trump supporters, as an example.
Oh yeah.
I can't, like, okay, you're proud to be American, great. Let's talk about the great things America has done. Let's talk about the horrible things America's done, and then we can progress from that. I also have the same argument with Mexico. I cringe when I see a Mexican wearing a Mexican flag. And I'm like, dude, but you don't want to talk to me about the politics of it, about how we're still behind. We're one of the most greatest resources in the world, and yet we're one of the worst countries. Like, we're a second, third world country, but we can be better than all of this, but we don't do it because we hate each other.
So true.
But they don't want to talk about that, or they don't know what to talk about, but they want to show their pride. And at the same time, I'm like swallowing my own like medicine, because I don't want to be that person to call them out on their BS. It's like, if you want to be prideful of that because it's your identity, I understand that. But you gotta like reach deeper than that.
Yeah.
And it's nice to see that with Ireland, you know? Like, it's nice to hear that they're complaining and talking about that, especially when things with them are still fresh.
Yeah.
You know, like they you know, with the whole war that they had with them in Northern Ireland / UK. I know, granted, they had peace 30 years ago, but 30 years ago, in the perspective of things, is still fresh.
Yeah.
Very fresh.
It's like their parents are
Yeah.
still like probably, reeling from it,
You know, and it's nice to hear, like, and Sinead talks about this too, nice to hear about the trauma that the Catholicism has given people.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's still a strong force in Ireland. But, yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah,
And
you
that-
have a lot of inside knowledge, or just like you understand the culture and the country of Ireland a lot more than us, because you spent
Yeah, I
a
don't
good
really
amount
know
of
that
time
much.
there.
Yeah, but I still feel like I'm a little baby. I don't know that much.
Well, of course.
Well,
yeah.
you didn't grow up there.
compared to
You're not
us.
like
Yeah.
immersed in the culture. Whereas
Yeah.
like here, it's like it's shoved down our throats every day.
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
I am tempted to read a book about the IRA and how that started. And like I mean, even though I'm not Irish, I still like say 26 plus 6 equals 1.
26 plus
Yeah,
6
let me
is 1?
let me
What is
explain.
that?
Let me explain it to you. So, Ireland is divided right now.
Yeah.
The island of Ireland is divided. There's
Northern and
the Northern and the Irish Republic.
yeah.
So the Irish Republic has 26 counties,
Oh, okay.
and Northern Ireland has 6 counties, but that's considered the UK.
Okay. Now I know
So
what you're
the protest is 26 plus 6 equals 1, is one whole country,
Yeah.
which
Yeah.
is Ireland. So I
Is
say that all
Northern
the time.
Ireland now part of Ireland? Is it one?
Yeah,
Okay.
So they agreed that UK is part of Northern Ireland is part of UK as long as there's no borders and there's peace. So
why does the UK want Northern Ireland so bad?
there's
what are they gaining from that? Like, what resources?
Why does Russia want Ukraine? Why does every
Money.
country want to
Money,
be
money,
bigger?
money.
Yeah,
But
there's
what's the
resources
export? Like,
there.
yeah, there's a lot of people will say it's religious because of Protestant versus Catholics, and one can make that argument, and I see that argument, but I don't think it is. I really think it's money.
It's always money.
Because Belfast and all those counties in Northern Ireland, they make bank because of the factories they have.
Okay.
The Titanic is from Belfast.
Okay.
So-
Do they make like bullets and
Yeah, they
weapons and stuff?
I don't know about bullets and weapons, but they make a lot of resource with like metals and steel and all that stuff.
Well, consider this. I bet it is.
Yeah.
If they have like a lot of like metal
Yeah.
resources, you know that the UK and like England
Yeah.
is working with the US to actively,
I could see
fund
that. Yeah.
the genocide. So like,
But
you know.
when I went to Dublin and I spoke to an Irish person about that, and I asked him about like if it's possible for that to happen, to be one. He's like, realistically speaking, it can't happen. Even though we will love it, and like in a poetic stance, we will love that to happen. But it can't happen for one reason only: Ireland can't afford getting Belfast in one country, because then because England will say, okay, you want it, you give us this much.
Oh, okay. So they'd have to pay out or something.
And they can't afford it.
Okay.
And it's funny because I'll tell you this story. I was kind of cringing. Granted, I didn't know. I went to a bar and I was talking about that. I was talking about how I would love to see Ireland to be one. And I started asking questions like how do you guys feel about this? How do you guys feel about have you talked to anyone who's still a person who wants it to be separate and all that stuff? And one guy, he was being very nice and respectful. I was like, hey man, I know you're an outsider, but you having these kind of conversations to people like us, like Irish people, it's like me coming to America and saying the N-word with a hard R. He didn't say the N-word, but he said the N-word with a hard R. And
Really?
I'm like, damn, okay, I see that this is very personal. I'll take it back. But yeah, it's still a sensitive topic.
It's sensitive,
Yeah.
but I mean,
Yeah.
is it really so wrong to not want to be ignorant?
It's not wrong.
And have,
he knew that I wanted to learn more. That's why I was asking questions about
Yeah.
that. But because I was wondering if there's still some anger behind it, and they didn't want to talk about it because in order for you to move on and to have peace, you got to move on.
Yeah. Okay.
Sorry. Immediately, this is my Aries side coming out, starting starting a fire, starting mess. I was like, what do you guys think?
And I'm like,
putting
your
putting
flames.
gas in the
Yeah,
putting
I'm
gas in the
gas
fire.
on him.
Yeah.
And you're the match.
Mm-hmm.
Am I?
Yeah.
I'm not really doing anything.
You delicious Leo.
Hey, can we
It's
take
nice
a break?
having
I
a
kind of need to pee.
3-person podcast. I can just chill here. I feel kind of sleepy today, so having you guys just go off is nice.
Oh.
I guess we'll pause here.
Wizzy. You said that you were going to say something because I was singing I Don't Belong.
Oh, yeah. I was
Yeah.
going to mention artists that I saw them be compared to. And one of them was The Fall, Mark E. Smith.
Okay.
Have you ever
Okay.
listened to The Fall?
No, I haven't.
I haven't really listened to much of
No.
them either, but after I read that, I just looked up a couple songs, and I definitely hear it. He sings kind of in a similar talk singing way. The other one is Ian Curtis, which I see why they would have that comparison because of the post-punk sound, but I don't get Ian Curtis vibes from him.
Okay. All right. Well, we'll leave it there. That way Brooke can be a part of the conversation.
Yeah, we were listening to The Fall together last night, and she was at first like, "No, I don't see it."
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know what she'll say now. I don't know why I'm so sleepy.
It's a day, bro. It's a day. You've been working hard on the art too.
Yeah, really so much this week. I didn't really paint at all since last weekend. How about you?
I just finished that Don Quixote piece, which makes,
Yeah.
I was thinking about you as I was finishing. Is like, should I add more or leave it as is? Should I add more, leave it as is? Going back and forth, saying that in a loop. And I just thought of you as like, it's best to leave it done, even if you feel that it's unfinished, compared to adding more and potentially ruining the art piece.
Yeah, I think usually if you feel like it's done, it probably is.
Mm-hmm.
Don't keep adding it just for the sake of adding it. I think it's great. I love the background, the swirl of windmills. I think that's such a clever idea.
I was hoping that people would get that, so I'm glad that you saw that.
Well, I think I saw it in earlier stages where there's like the smaller windmills in the corners, but the big one in the background, I think it was a little more obvious it was a windmill earlier, but I think it's great that it's really blurred out and swirling. Was that hard to do, the blur, the motion?
Yeah, I was just doing black, going in a swirl, and then adding more white to the black so it can be gray. And then
it's acrylics, right?
Yeah, acrylics.
So to get that to blend, you have to work pretty fast.
Yes, yes. The problem I had with the painting is it enough white? Is there enough white in it?
Like in general?
Yeah,
or?
yeah. Because I didn't want it to be too gray or too black. I wanted to have a good balance of white, gray, and black. But anyways, you need to urinate.
Oh, now you do?
No, you need to. Then I'll go urinate.
Yes. Piss in the plants.
Piss in the jar.
Piss in the pickle jar.
Do you have a favorite plant?
Maybe this big bitch. I don't know. Actually, this one kind of annoys me because it's just so big that it just like topples over. I need to like find some sort of like a way to secure it.
Yeah.
But honestly, I've been really bad at taking care of the plants.
I mean, I think you're doing well. I get worried that I might overwater them.
Oh, see,
So-
I'm always constantly underwatering them.
So what I do is like I don't water them enough, and I see them and they're like, "Give me water," but I rather want them to act like that, like, "Give me water."
Then be like drowning.
Yeah, because then because it's harder for the plant to live if they have too much water.
True.
I was gonna water them this morning and I forgot.
See, every single day I'm like, oh, I should water the plants. I should water the plants. Do I water them? No.
No. Do you have a humidifier? That helps a lot.
No.
It really helps a lot.
Should we get a
Yeah.
humidifier?
It also helps with you. Like, put a humidifier where you sleep, because it's good for your breathing.
We did have one, and then I feel like we got rid of it because I got paranoid that it was growing mold or something. And I was like,
Yeah, as long as there's circulation, you'll be fine.
all right.
Yeah.
I have a sneaking suspicion this house has black mold.
Really?
Or just some sort of mold. I don't know. I just want to find something to blame illnesses on.
Yeah. Do you feel better outside, just taking a fresh air?
I think so, but I don't know. It might be because it's just so like dark in here that I always just feel like tired.
Do you like being in a garden apartment, or would you prefer being first, second, third?
I
plus
feel like
fourth?
honestly, probably want to be up there.
Yeah. Would you, if you had the option and like have the space, would you live in the attic?
No.
No, not in the attic.
Well, maybe if it was like a finished attic, but
Yeah.
like in the state that our attic's in, no.
Yet.
It would be cool to like have like maybe a little studio up there or something, but it's too hot.
I mean, it's already a studio with all the paintings Dylan has there.
True.
Granted, it's storage. It's storage. I know it's storage, but it's like
The attic.
your art has like accumulated more rooms than it could handle.
Yeah.
Now it's
Same.
my turn.
Watch me extend my business upstairs too.
Yeah, I mean, you probably could.
I don't think I would want to, because I like having the private like aspect of it. Like I wouldn't want to have to like worry about running into like our neighbors and stuff. Not that I don't want to like talk to them, but like if I'm not in the mood to talk to someone, I don't really want to have to talk to them. But I don't know. Did everything come all right?
Yeah, it came out just fine. All thanks to your coffee.
Nice. You ran through.
Yes. Okay. We were.
Where were we?
Yeah. Well, so wanted to ask you, right after you finished listening to an album of Fontaine's, or when you were done listening to them, what did your streaming service play afterwards? Did they play another Fontaine song or another band similar to it? And what was it?
I think a lot of times it would play another Fontaine song, but like not this first song of the next album, but like some random one. I can't remember. There are a few times where it just keeps going a few more tracks and it does get to another artist, but I kind of forgot what the artists were.
For me, it was Interpol. They played a lot of Interpol. And I do see a lot of
Interesting.
similarity with them in Interpol.
You know, I do too. And Interpol definitely, when they came out, a lot of people said that they sound like a ripoff of Joy Division, kind of in the singing style, but I don't think anyone really sounds like Joy Division. I don't think Fontaine's really sounds that much like Joy Division either.
No.
But yeah.
Who'd they say Grian sounds like Ian Curtis?
Which is
Ian
the guy
Curtis?
the guy from
Joy Division.
And
then
The
also some other
Fall,
guy.
Mark E. Smith, which we were just talking during your bathroom break. He does sound similar delivery. What did you think? We listened to like one live video.
Yeah, I could see the comparison.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But not like overwhelmingly where I'm like,
Right. It's something in the delivery, like enunciating certain words. But
yeah, is it like just the Irish accent, or is he saying things kind of weird in a like he says bear, like for bar, bear.
I think that's an Irish accent thing.
Okay.
But the singing style is not. It's
No.
something. It's kind of a style.
Is it nasally, or is it more like kind of nasally, right? I don't belong. No.
I never really know
Yeah.
how to define something as nasal unless it's like really a caricature of
Yeah,
nasal
I
singing.
don't know.
I wouldn't say nasal. It's like blunt. Blunt is the best word I can use to describe it. There's like no fancy like vibrato and
Yeah, it's like dry
breathiness.
almost.
Very dry.
Very dry.
And I like that about their production on these first 3 albums. It's a very clean mix, not a lot of trickery with the production. Like it's like what you said about Slayer and Rain and Blood. Like what you see is what you get.
Mhm.
I feel like
Mhm.
Fontaine's does that really well. When like there's only ever 2 guitar parts. They have 2 guitarists, bass, drums, and vocals, and there's no like fancy layering. There might be a little on the albums, but it sounds like a real band.
Do you like how
Right.
simple it is?
I do. Yeah. A lot of the times, like the guitarist will do the same riff the whole song,
Mhm.
and then the other guitarist will come in with like a chord progression.
On the live album, there's a lot of background vocals, especially in the Hero's
Okay.
Death song.
Oh, from like the guitar and the bass.
No, just singing wise.
yeah, like this,
Yeah.
like the guitarist singing and
Yeah.
the bassist singing.
And I
Yeah.
really enjoyed the singing. I really enjoyed the background vocals a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think in videos I've seen, it's usually the bassist who sings a lot of the more melodic
Yeah.
backing vocals.
hmm
Yeah.
He seems like
He has like a higher range than I think the other guys.
yeah. I do like their use of backing vocals too. But it's like sparing. It's like certain songs will have a lot of it, and then others will literally just be the one main vocal.
Truth.
Seems like we're about to call it quits, right? Like finish this episode
Did we say everything? How long have we been going?
for
I don't
about
know.
an hour.
Yeah, I don't know really what else to say. Like, if you haven't heard the band, check them out. I'd recommend it.
Wanted to ask this question to you guys. Sorry if I'm philosophizing. That's not a word, but I know. Of this band, what is their charm? What makes this band? Like, there's a charm in this, and I just can't.
It is.
I can't explain it.
I don't know
What
either.
is this charm of this band? Because
It's like the way it makes me feel.
yeah,
It's like the music more than I think the singing. It's like the music that gets to me. It, like something about it is like just my taste. And then I like the lyrics because I feel like I know you said they're very blunt, but I feel like they're very poetic in a way.
Yeah.
Because they are all like poets.
Like brute poetry.
Yeah, it's like brute poetry. It like makes
Yeah.
you kind of like angry,
Yeah.
kind of like I don't know. I like the vocal delivery because like I listen to a lot of like pretty stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like I
You are what you
personally
listen.
I sing in like a more pretty type of way, so I like the grit of it. Like I like music with some grit.
Mm-hmm.
Like I don't always want to hear something that's like pretty.
Mm-hmm. You don't want Britney Spears all the time.
Yeah, I need
Yeah.
something that caters
You
to the anger inside
You want Britney
me.
Spears with a guitar distortion.
Yeah. Well, I like it because it's like, it's angry, you know?
Yeah.
And I have a lot of like anger inside me that like I feel like I can't really like get out.
Get it out. It's okay to get it out.
Without being like toxic and scaring Dylan.
Has she ever scared you?
I've scared him.
Or is this TMI?
No, I've scared him.
Shit. Has he ever scared you?
No. Absolutely not. He's like the most gentle giant. You're not giant, but
What
you're
animal would he be?
like a raccoon.
A gentle raccoon?
Yeah.
I like that.
Is he more of a night owl?
Not anymore. He used to be kind of like a night owl. Now, I don't know. He's most productive during the day,
Yeah.
but not too early because he always snoozes his alarms, and you
Mm-hmm.
can't even hear him.
How many times do you snooze your alarm?
At least like 2 or 3 times.
I mean, if I have to get up and go to work, I don't snooze at all, or maybe like once, but then I'm out. But if I'm just like a weekend,
Mm-hmm.
I'll snooze it like 4 or 5 times.
Damn. I snooze 3 times. Max.
Every day?
Not every day. Every day I would say 1 or 2, but max 3 times.
Mm.
What would you say? What is the charm of this band? Do you find, first of all, do you find this band charming? Is there some kind of charm in it? And if
Yeah,
so,
I
what is it?
definitely do.
What is it?
I don't know. That's a very hard thing to put into words. Like, I do like them musically, but I feel like his voice is kind of the most defining factor of the band. So, like, I think the band is like kind of his voice, honestly.
To the point that
music
even
is
Taylor
important.
Swift was like, "Oh, we gotta fight this monster."
Yeah.
We gotta punch down.
I'd be curious to hear where they go in a few years. Maybe he'll like develop into a different singing style. Have you heard his solo record? He
No.
put out one.
Oh yeah,
So is he go what? He's gonna turn into a Bob Dylan, Nashville Skyline?
Kind of is.
Yeah.
Well, every singer like evolves and kind of changes their delivery if they have a long enough career.
Yeah, but
Even ones that like.
Bob
Say
Dylan's like
pretty
changed his tone. Period.
Oh,
Like
yeah.
when I'm sorry if I'm like bringing up back memories, but like you're the one who told me that was a Bob Dylan. I legitimately thought that was a different singer. Like Bob hired a different singer.
Yeah.
It's a doppelganger.
Yeah. It's like, that's not Bob singing Lady Lele. No, that's not him.
It just goes to show how much you can change the
Yeah.
tone of your voice by like choosing to sing a certain way.
Mm-hmm. Look at Ariana Grande.
Yes.
She always kind of sounds the same.
She
No,
sounds kind of different
But
now.
she
You have a
can,
new
she
song?
can sound like Mariah Carey if she wanted to, Christina Aguilera,
Oh yeah,
Barbara
I've seen
Streisand.
like
Those are-
YouTube videos of
yeah,
that.
there's, you know, with Jimmy Fallon where they're playing all those games.
Right.
Yeah.
So, like, on his solo album though, he's like playing a lot more like almost laid back, like big band swing arrangements. There's like it's a very eclectic sound compared to the just guitar and bass drums
Yeah.
of Fontaines D.C. So I can tell he's interested in like other kinds of music too, and I'm sure the band will just keep evolving.
Mhm.
I think Skinty Fia is my favorite record musically. I think it's got the best sounding songwriting and like guitar layering and stuff.
Mhm.
I did not like the new single they put out for the album that's coming up this
I haven't listened.
Well, I
to
liked it, but I did not like the production at all. It's like they suddenly added tons of reverb.
Do you think they're trying to go more poppy?
Well, I know they're really interested in like hip hop.
Ooh.
So
it has
they
that
were
kind of vibe.
Yeah, they were saying that they have like some. They're trying to kind of like make hip hop, but like with guitar and bass and drums and stuff like that.
Maybe they'll open up for the Roots.
I don't know.
That was not funny.
No.
No, for me, I'll agree that the charm with the band is like I guess it's just the delivery of like the singer just singing, and I can't look away, or I can't hear away. I just want to hear more, even though I'm like, it's very mundane, it's very borderline monotonous, but it's not. Maybe that's the reason why I'm still into it.
Yeah.
It's like hypnotic. Even the beat is just hypnotic. It's not very impressive whatsoever, but it has a pulse, and it just keeps you going and
Yeah,
going.
I like the pulse.
Yeah, they have a lot of conviction and doing a lot with like simple building blocks. Like the producer that worked on this album also did Black Midi stuff. And so I was thinking about them compared to Black Midi because I can't really get into Black Midi.
Oh, Black Midi's great. Black Midi's great.
They
I've never
are,
heard
and
it.
they have that same like definitely inspired by post-punk and stuff, and but a lot more like free jazz chaos in the mix. And to me, I like. I'd much more rather listen to Fontaine's album
I know,
than a
because
Black Midi album.
yeah, you're not into that stuff. You're not into like the aggressiveness.
There's enough aggression in like some of the heavier stuff Fontaines DC does that
It's
like,
the right kind of aggression for you.
yeah, it's
the
still
right-
very structured. It's still to like a consistent beat with a riff that I've probably heard in a million other songs.
Are you the kind of guy that would listen to John Zorn or just skip John Zorn?
I went through a period after I saw Funny Games where I was obsessed with a John Zorn song.
Yeah, that's why I'm surprised that you don't like aggressive stuff.
I like it in small doses. I like
Yeah.
it like that song from that movie has like a screaming sax solo. It's just I love it when it's virtuosic in a way.
Did you like that movie?
Yeah,
I loved it.
it's a great movie.
Both
Both versions. I think I even like the English one more,
American.
but it's still directed by the same
Yeah,
guy.
I know, but it's not English. It's American.
I meant the language.
Yeah,
of
yeah,
it
you're
was
right. You're right.
English.
You're right. I've seen both of them.
Why is it American? Because wasn't it Naomi Watts? Who played the woman?
Naomi Watts.
She's not even American.
But it was portrayed in America. Tim Roth is in it. Michael Pitt was in it.
None of these people are American.
Ooh, what
Isn't
is
Tim
this
Roth
movie?
English too?
But he had an American accent.
They are actors.
Maybe New England. They filmed it in New England.
What's this movie?
Funny Games. It's a horror film.
You've never seen it? I thought we maybe
Funny
watched it
Games.
together a long time ago.
Like
I
It's
don't
like
know. I cannot
two
remember.
creepy looking like
two preppy looking kids. Just
yeah.
terrorize a family of 3 in a house.
They start
pretty
like
much.
just asking for like some sugar or some eggs or something. I forget what exactly.
Oh, you know that
and
does
then
sound
they tie
kinda
the family
familiar.
up and do stuff to them.
That does sound kind of
Yeah.
familiar.
For the longest time, I didn't care for that movie. I hated the ending until my cousin explained the ending to me, and I'm like, okay, I love it now.
I kind of forget how it ends.
It's philosophical. Well, I don't want to ruin it for people who hasn't
Maybe we'd
seen
have
it.
to rewatch it.
I can't. I have such a bad memory with
I do
movies.
too. Well, that's because we always like watch movies while we're on edibles.
Speaking of bad memories
Yeah.
of movies, you and I bonded during this 5-6 week hiatus of not seeing each other for the ODcast podcast. We both saw individually, of course, Dune Part 2.
I was there. I was there.
When we were texting,
No,
you were
I
like,
was,
"Oh my
I
gosh,
just,
Oscar's seen Dune
I
as
just
well."
saw the movie.
So, wasn't that a good movie?
Yeah.
I don't know about you, but I think
Yeah.
Denis Villeneuve, is that his name? Denis Villeneuve? Villeneuve? He loves sand. He's a sand guy.
Yeah.
Because he's done Dune 1, Dune 2, and then Sicario.
What's that?
Yeah.
Yeah,
we
he
watched
loves-
that recently. It's like the Mexican drug cartel.
Oh,
movie
okay,
with-
okay.
He loves sand. That's my hot take. He loves sand.
And he did Incendies too. It takes place in Canada, but also the Middle East. It's like a family.
I haven't seen
More
it.
Oh my
sand.
God. You gotta see
Oh my god!
Incendies.
See, look at it. Look how bright his
That
eyes. It was like
sparkle is
the
coming back
sparkle.
to
That
his
means he
eye.
loved
I'm
it.
just
Okay,
shocked
what?
that you haven't seen it because
No.
it's exactly your kind of movie.
Oh shit!
It's so fucked up.
Oh shit! Ooh.
Oh, that's the one in Mexico.
Don't
with
give
the
it away.
People.
It's not Mexico. It's like an unnamed Middle Eastern country.
Okay.
Oh,
It's
I thought you
like
said it took place in Mexico and.
No, Sicario was done in Mexico.
Oh, okay. I'm thinking of.
Yeah.
Incendies.
Sicario.
I think I'm saying it right.
Okay, well,
I've
I'll watch
seen it.
I'll
I
watch
just can't remember.
But what'd you think of without ruining?
Do you see Prisoners?
No, is that also
It's
him?
another Denis Villeneuve.
Is it a Denny movie?
It's good. He's he's one of the best directors around. And
Shut up! I bet it's my sister. I think it's my computer. Let me shut that bitch up.
No, just let it ring.
yeah, it'll turn
Okay.
itself off.
It's either my brother or
Um,
my sister. I bet.
So
Yeah. Okay. So what'd you think of What'd you think of Dune Part 2?
really good. I liked it even more than the first one, but I think
Yeah.
that might be partly because I've gotten more into the Dune universe since
Mhm.
watching the first one.
Mm-hmm.
The first Villeneuve Dune movie was the first thing I've ever seen, or I hadn't read any Dune before
Mhm.
that,
Same here.
so I didn't know anything about
And
it.
then we
Same here.
watched the '80s one afterwards.
I choose not to watch it
You
because
should
I heard it's
watch it.
horrible.
It's so fun.
It's
It's got
horrible.
Sting in it.
I had a person of mine, a friend of mine, or colleague of mine, whatever you want to call it, a friend of mine.
Peer.
He's older than me, and he told me he is gay. He told me that one of his first like encounters that he was gay was watching Dune and seeing Sting. He was like,
And he was like, "Oh
very.
shit!"
He was like, "Yeah, I'm gay. I love this." He was like 12 years
That's
old.
how
when he
I
saw
feel
that,
when
yeah.
I see it too. I'm
Yeah.
like, "Oh,
Oof.
yeah, he looks good."
But I just been told that movie's horrible. Like
It's
yeah.
it's so good though.
Yeah, like Alejandro Jodorowsky said about that movie, because he was planning to make Dune, but he couldn't have the funding for it. And then when David Lynch did it, Alejandro Jodorowsky's critique of Dune was like, he did not make art. He was doing a job. When being a filmmaker, there's a difference between doing your art and doing your job. And David Lynch
Yeah.
was doing his job.
Well, that was like the studio's fault.
Yeah.
Like the studio wouldn't trust him to just do his own vision, so they were like forcing him to do it a certain way.
And in a certain
Yeah.
time frame, like they wanted it to be like the full story in an hour and a half.
I don't know.
Can you do that? Can you do that within an hour and a half?
No,
No,
Yeah.
not
It was
with that much
it was,
lore.
It was like 2 hours, I think. But I don't know if I'm thinking of a How do you say his Jodorowsky?
It all depends on who you talk to, but in my opinion, it's Jodorowsky.
Jodorowsky.
Yeah.
Is that
I don't know if
Russian
I'm
or
thinking of
something?
him or
Yeah, yes.
Lynch, but one of them said that they were so upset about their Dune movie or failure to make
Yeah.
a Dune movie that they can't even watch the Denis Villeneuve one. I think
ca-
it was David Lynch.
I can see both of them say that, but I can also see Jodorowsky saying like, "I'll still watch it."
yeah.
Yeah.
I think
Even
it was
though he's
Lynch,
like
actually.
94 years old. Jesus, man. Oof.
Which made me a little like sad to hear that he's still holding on to that resentment and
can't
that
blame him.
disappointment
I
from
can't
like
blame him. It's
35 years later.
I hope he doesn't take it. I hope Denny doesn't take it personal.
I don't know. I doubt he would take much personally.
No, probably not. I have a little bone to pick with the representation of bald men in sci-fi. Sting,
Are they supposed to be
the
bald?
Sting Dune, like the young
Oh, he has hair.
I forget his name, the nephew of the Baron Harkonnen.
Yeah.
He's like this hot sex symbol.
Yeah.
Sting.
Yeah.
But in the new one, they make Austin Butler this
Oh, he's
creepy
so hot in that
alien-looking
movie.
bald guy.
I was
All
like,
the Harkonnens
oh my
have
God.
no hair, and I'm like, why is like the evil family hairless?
I think it's just like they're a different. Like,
It's always a
race
sign of
or a
villainy
different-
in movies.
Is it
Often,
really? Are you evil?
look at a lot of
I see that. Like
like superhero movies.
remember that Super Mario Brothers movie with John Leguizamo as Luigi?
I never watched it,
And Dennis Hopper was Koopa. I think it was Dennis Hopper. He was bold in
but
that
he's
one.
like a turtle, right?
Yeah, but still, he was a
So-
villain. He was a villain.
That's supposed to be an animal that has no
Yeah,
hair.
but
The
still,
hair wouldn't make
still,
sense.
your argument is valid in this argument.
Yeah, but
I don't
what
know
about,
if it's
like,
intentional.
Ultron or Age of
Or look at Darth Vader when they
Is he bald?
when they took off his mask. He doesn't have any hair.
Well, isn't he burned or something?
yeah, but
So-
still. But his argument is still valid.
Oh my
Oh,
god.
I'm trying to
there's
think of other
so
ones.
many examples. It's not even worth listing them
Mm.
because
Yeah.
you just watch any like Marvel
Um,
movie. Thanos.
Sonic the Hedgehog's villain, Jim Carrey's character in Sonic the Hedgehog. He was also bald.
I did not know about this.
That's a good argument.
I wonder if it's intentional or if it's just kind of like.
Oh, it's absolutely intentional. You don't like. David Lynch didn't go that way. He made all the Harkonnens redheads.
Yeah, I think that's more evil.
Oh, does he hate Irish people?
Redheads are more evil than bald.
I don't know about that.
They have no souls, supposedly.
I think you start getting into dicey territory anytime you make like any physical trait represent something about their character.
But what if he was just like a brunette? What if all
evil?
evil people in movies are just brunettes?
I heard this.
Or
I don't know
blondes.
if I'm wrong, but I heard redheads have higher pain tolerances, or gingers
Maybe
have
women.
higher pain tolerances.
Never
I
heard
don't know about that.
Yeah. But you said that you were getting into Dune, period, and you're not a reader. You don't read that much, but you were like,
But he knows how to.
oh, of course, he's a literate man, and he is a very smart man. But anyways, you were like tempted to read Dune.
Yeah,
And are you reading it?
I'm reading it.
How is it? I'm curious because I'll be honest. Even though I'm reading like long books, that Frank Herbert's universe scares me.
It's actually very approachable. Like his style of writing is very succinct and like nothing too flowery or complicated. And if you've watched the movies, it's really easy to follow what's going on. It gives you a lot of like backstory into characters' motivations and stuff that was kind of missing from a movie. But otherwise, like the Denis Villeneuve movie is very faithful to the book.
Because Denny's a huge fan of the book. I asked you this question in text. I'm just blown away by his creativity. Is part of that like in the book, or is it like fan art, like the way that people are like the interior designing of the architecture of the place to the clothes and everything? I was just blown away by that. Is that in the book?
That is his interpretation, because the book doesn't really go that deep into visual descriptions of stuff.
Mhm.
Like
Are the
maybe a little.
Harkonnens bald in the book?
It wasn't mentioned. In fact, there's a chapter in the very like first or second chapter where you meet Baron and Fade Routha, I think is the nephew's name, played by Austin Butler. There might be a brief passing description of whether or not they have hair, but it's not a focus. It's more about how the Baron is so fat he has to have like anti-gravity things that make him fly around, which is such a creepy image, and both movies have done that in a cool way. The Lynch version of the flying Baron is just hilarious.
Funny. It's so funny. We should watch some of it.
Well, you're convincing me. Maybe I should watch it.
It's really fun.
It's entertaining for sure. I'm
Big
glad you
time.
brought up the fact we haven't seen each other in a few weeks, because I'm going to give you your belated birthday present now.
Yay! I think you'll like it.
The fact that you know scares
Why
me.
would that be
I don't know.
scary? It's
I don't know,
like
it's scary.
it's a hive mind.
Oh, it's in a box. What's
in
in
a
the
box.
box? What's in the
Don't-
box, Dylan?
What's in the box?
Have you opened it on camera?
Oh God.
And if your reaction is less than good, then you have to redo it.
Happy belated birthday.
It's a Jawseries.
Do you know what that company makes?
No.
Okay, good. It's a surprise.
It's very cute.
You're
Yeah,
blushing.
Isn't it
What name?
cute?
It's Yuki. Yuki. His name is Yuki. It's a cute clown.
Do you know what brand that is? We
It's a
have a lot of
Squishmallow.
them. Yes,
Yeah.
it is.
This is my first Squishmallow. I purchased a lot of Squishmallows and given it to people.
Really?
But this is my first one for me.
Yay!
Have you ever seen the clown ones before?
No, this is the first time I've seen it. It's
Yeah.
hilarious.
I think-
we saw it online and we're like, oh, Oscar needs to have that.
Mhm.
Oh my god, it's adorable. I'm definitely gonna sleep with it.
I sleep with
definitely
a
has a good-
Squishmallow every night.
Good torso.
Yeah, I can't fall
Torso
asleep
vibe.
unless I have my Squishmallow in my arms, because then my arms just like
Sorry if
It's
I'm
just so
testing it.
awkward.
Good balance of the
don't
legs,
fuck it
too.
now. Don't fuck it.
No, I'm not trying to fuck it. I'm just thinking if I go to sleep, how will I do it? It's a nice pillow as well.
Yeah.
Nice. Thank you, Yuki. Yuki. Yeah, nice.
love that his hair is blue.
Thank you, Dylan. Thank you, bro. Thank you, Dylan.
welcome. I'm glad you like it. It looks perfect with
Yes.
you. It'll be a good friend to Sebastian.
Yes.
Oh, Sebastian, where is he? Oh, he's behind. Where did you get Sebastian? He looks vintage.
My ex-wife gave it to me as a surprise.
Love that.
So.
Sebastian, you
yes.
little bastard.
I was actually trying to think of a way we
It's
can
not
get more.
recording anymore. Is that okay?
Why did
It stopped.
Why did it stop?
And when did it stop?
There's no error message. Did that just happen?
I don't know.
I saw like 2 minutes ago. I saw that it was still playing.
You're lucky.
Oh. Well, we
didn't lose that much, I
It's
guess.
on mine, and we're like,
Don't fuck it now. Don't fuck it.
why did it stop there?
It heard the word fuck and it got scared.
Seriously, that's very weird. Well, we missed anything we were just saying.
Yeah, about
We should
Metallica.
just
About
wrap it up.
Metallica.
Yeah, just wrap it
That's
up.
fine.
Yeah, that was good content. But you were talking about content or about adding more content.
Anyway, we are gonna wrap this up and do a rendition of Roy's Tune, a song from their first album,
Doggerel.
which is actually curiously written by one of the few
Curly?
songs written by the guitarist Connor Curley or whatever. What's his actual name?
Connor Curl something. I know well, there's 2 Connors in the band and they go by Curly and Digo.
Connor Curley.
Connor Curly. I didn't realize that's his last name, Curly.
So, I didn't see too many other songs written by this guy, and for some reason it was the one that Brooke has. It stuck out to you as one you'd want to cover.
Well, probably because it would be the easiest for me to sing. All the other ones
we
are
had
quite
to
fast.
Changed it to a higher key, but they
Yeah.
have a lot of pretty slow tempo.
Yeah, but I
laid
just
back
feel like this
songs.
one is I wouldn't say easier, but I feel like it would be a good cover. It would be a good song to cover.
Okay. Well, thanks
Well,
for watching, everybody.
Thank you for watching. Yes.
Bye now.
Bye.
Bye bye. Bye.
This is such a good gift. Thank you.
All right, last time.
All right, I won't fuck up.
Yeah, I will try not to either.
Breeze in the nighttime would kill you stone. That it was a message I heard when the company said ended it this time.
Yeah, that felt good. That felt good.